Hello everybody, welcome in. It's Laura from Tenacious Taurus Twin Flame Tarot, and this is going to be a Twin Flame Divine Masculine Energy reading. We have the new moon in Libra. We just had the equinox portal, and so we're in this gateway energy when it comes to restoring a sense of balance, equality, justice is what I'm hearing. Justice over the karmic entity. And so I've been channeling into the divine masculine's energy, and I feel a lot of them recently have fallen back and been all entangled in the karmic's web. What I kept being shown is octopus tentacles. And so I was asked to pull from the spirit animal deck, and I actually pulled out the octopus card, and I feel this is kind of the representation of the karmic energy, the octopus at the moment. And the masculine is this fish, I feel. Wandering aimlessly. And so this morning I woke up and it felt like razors in my throat. And so if you think of the octopus energy and we reference the Little Mermaid, Ursula, the sea urchin or the sea witch basically steals souls, right? And what happened was in the Little Mermaid, she tricked Ariel, stole her voice, pretended to be Ariel, and I feel all of this is kind of coming full circle. So with the octopus card, the fish card kind of fell out, and then on the bottom of the deck, look at, we got the hyena with the spider web. And so there's that nasty karmic entanglement. The karmic is kind of like this black widow energy, and she's really got the masculine in this tentacly entanglement. And so right now the masculines are being asked to rise like the phoenix that they truly are. So I'm gonna go into the book a little bit. I want to talk about these energies because this is kind of what I feel is going on with many of the masculines right now. When we look at the hyena, you know, hyenas are pretty nasty animals. They can be vicious. They can use humor to disguise bitterness. And so I feel that's kind of where it's at. It's like, so, you know, the karmics are really, really grasping. I think they're relying on sarcasm and humor to express themselves. And that's not the truth, right? And so basically, the karmic, I feel, is using jokes to hide some old resentments towards the divine feminine. They're masking the things that, you know, they feel too uncomfortable discussing. And so I feel it's really hard for the masculine to take the karmic seriously at this time because she's so scrappy, petty, and very suspicious of the masculine. And so I also feel sobriety is coming up in the energies. I feel a lot of these karmics use alcohol to distort the masculine, to feed the masculine's addictions. And so sobriety is coming up because although the karmic can appear to be very charming, witty, and fun to be around, she's just like this scrappy, petty, suspicious spider, right? Is kind of what I feel. And so when we go into the octopus energy is like this big karmic entanglement. And so what I feel is taking place for many of the karmics this weekend is they're reaching, they're grasping, and the masculines are lacking boundaries and direction, and they're getting all entangled in this very unfortunate, very messy karmic situationship this weekend. And so I feel the karmic is entangling and intertwining the masculine's business with all kinds of people around them. There's a lot of gossip. I feel the karmic has no restraint at this time. And it's creating this energy of the masculine feeling drained every time they spend time with the karmic, feeling very uneasy because this octopus energy is at play, right? And so the masculines, I feel, are being asked to establish those healthy boundaries, to be firm. And this is a really old habit to change, right? Because the karmic is needy, clingy, lacks self-worth. And so I feel the masculine is in this very interesting, endangered entanglement, lacking his cosmic intelligence, because with the fish energy coming out today, it's like the masculine succumbed to the karmic energy, and there's no movement. A lot of these masculines started off this journey with this roaming lifestyle, and although that can be very exhilarating, chasing every little shiny object, it's got them into this very slippery karmic relationship, and they have no goals, they have no intentions, and so I feel all of these lunar forces coming in with this new moon in Libra is saying, stop being distracted by this octopus energy. Set those goals, be adaptable, and go towards the feminine's peace and calm in order to soothe your soul. And so the other deck I pulled a couple cards from was the Alice in Wonderland Oracle deck. And so rabbit hole after rabbit hole, right? And so I feel changed in the night. What I'm hearing is wrecked up like a douche, another rumor in the night. And I feel the masculines are going through a very intense spiritual transition and change right now as the feminine learns to create her own happiness regardless of the masculine's conditions. I know I've spoken to several divine feminines early this morning, and we are all done. We're all fed up. We're like, you know what? I think it's time to stop the repetition, to stop this eternal, endless onslaught of running and chasing. And I feel like it's tea time. It's tea time. And I feel the masculines are deep in regret. They deeply regret choosing the octopus over the Little Mermaid, Ariel. And they are fearing the worst because of this huge, huge mistake that they made, right? They made a mistake. They chose an octopus instead of a mermaid. And now they're in this huge karmic webbing and entanglement. And in order to break free, they are going to have to kind of rise like the phoenix. And so give me a moment here. They want me to look into the spider energy because it is like this karmic webbing surrounding the divine masculine. And he's like flailing around in the tentacles of the karmic energy. And so I feel the feminine is stepping into her dharma. And the masculine is feeling very discouraged, very tired, very weary. I think they're struggling both financially and spiritually. And I feel they're lacking creativity everywhere in their life. And they're going through a deep internal process in order for reorientation. And so I feel this is a beautiful, magical time of abundance for the divine feminine, because she stepped into appreciation. She's ready to step into prosperity because of her playful creativity. And the masculine stuck in this very hefty karmic weaving of his own making. And so I was also asked to grab the Love Oracle deck today. So let's pull in with a few more cards with this deck. I grabbed the Gilded Reverie, Lenormand, and the Kipper deck. So we're going to pull in with these energies first. And then we will do a 9-card spread to kind of see where the masculine's been at in the recent past, what's currently going on, potential energies coming through this weekend. So do keep in mind these are potential energies. The masculine does still have free will. And so in order for the masculine to utilize his free will, he's going to have to untangle himself from this karmic webbing. And so, ooh, the Grim Reaper. We get Cupid's arrow, I like you, and separation. And so I feel there's been a recent separation. I feel the masculines are finally feeling the separation of the feminine detaching, not giving a shit what these masculines do anymore, pardon my language. But I feel no more second chances. No more second chances. The masculine has to grow and transform his life. That karmic relationship is over. And if they go back because of the unsurety of the future, they're going to be met with more challenges, more death energy. And I feel on the feminine side, I think you need to have faith that love is coming your way. I think we're going to come into all kinds of surprise invitations. And I feel we're being asked to release hesitation about moving on without the counterpart, because I really don't feel a lot of them are going to be able to do the work. I do feel union energy, marriage energy, that everlasting promise. But what I've also come to realize over the last coming days is this truly is a union of self for the divine feminine. This is about union with God. This is about restoring our eternal love with the cosmic forces above and honoring our everlasting promise to God's source energy. And so I do feel a lot of the feminines have several people that are bringing in offers that like her. Romance is about to bloom in the feminine's life, and so be open to dating new possibilities, because right now the masculine's dealing with that snake, that narcissistic octopusy, super charming energy that's just used him, abused him. And I feel a lot of the masculines have no idea how to enable boundaries in their life, and they're in this very old, outdated thinking of mind conditioning. And I think they're replaying all of these events over and over in their head. And the paradise of the feminine's love is further and further away from them. So I feel a lot of the feminines are open to enjoying a new connection at this time. And the feminine is evolving beyond this karmic relationship cycle. The feminine has evolved to the next stage. The feminine has completed this healing of this inner child growth. And so I feel this dragon energy is bringing everything to light, and the masculine is finding out what a big, big mistake he made, is kind of what I'm feeling. And I don't think it feels good. They've made a huge, huge mistake. And now I want to reference Pretty Woman when she's like, huge, huge mistake. And so, yeah, the masculine's dealing with a thief. And I feel he's in God's courtroom now. And I also feel they are in bad health, almost borderline at a moment of despair. I do feel struggling financially, because the karmic has not only thieved financially, thieved his true love, to the point where many of the feminines will not even allow the masculine to return at this point in time. And so poverty. I feel a lot of the masculines are going to be experiencing a financial loss, poverty, financial ruin, quite possibly bankruptcy from the karmic thieving. And so the masculine is in very bad health. I think poor mental health, poor spiritual health, physical health, heart health. And if they want to walk down that illuminated pathway, they're going to have to embrace these changes. And once again, they're in God's courtroom. It's judgment day. I feel it's divine rapture time. It's time for these changes to come full circle. And I do feel the masculine's been walking a tightrope for quite some time. And they're about to get cracked with that universal whip for not listening to the higher guidance. And there's going to be a life force activation that will open the Akashic books in order for this to kind of come full circle. So we'll see what else needs to come through with the Lenormand deck. Oh my gosh. Yeah, and so I feel like this is the moment in time. The masculines chose, the karmic contract. The feminine's risen above, entering into the gates of her personal heaven on earth. And the masculine, I feel, is plummeting into the depths of hell with the karmic. Lost without direction is what I'm feeling, with the compass in reversed and the home energy in reversed. Ooh, we got the bird card in reverse, ignoring all of the spiritual messages. And here's the feminine, knowing her worth, knowing her value, getting ready to offer her cup to somebody else. And so I feel the masculine is submersed in some dark death energy. We got Anubis, right? Anubis is the god of death, right? And with the polar bear, it's like the feminine tried to warn the masculine. The feminine tried to say, hey, you're going deeper into the depths of the darkness, into the coldness, and you're surrounded by all of these rats, people that you can't trust. And you think of rats. Rats are nuisances, right? They get inside the walls and they eat away at everything. And so I feel like everything is eating away at the masculine internally right now, because he did not go towards the divine feminine who always had his best interest at heart. And so lost without direction, it's kind of feeling like the wheel reversed. They're about to lose their home. They're about to lose all things in their life because they did not listen to spirit saying, hey, it's time to burn these bridges. And so I feel entering into the gates of hell. I do feel this great divide, and I feel everything is coming to light. The masculine is finding all kinds of things out with this moon cycle. in order for things to come back around that he was unwilling to deal with. And so completing a cycle, definitely death energy, poor health. And I think that's how the karmics have manipulated them, right? Pretending to be on their side. I'll take care of you. I will do anything for you. And it's keeping them stuck in this comfort zone. And I feel a lot of nostalgia, a lot of energies of feeling blocked and restrained. And let's face it, we never ever can avoid the consequences of our choices. And I feel the masculine is facing all kinds of negative consequences, feeling blocked, feeling restrained. And it is like the Grim Reaper, because he's dealing with a narcissist. He's dealing with a charmer, an enabler, somebody I feel like's got their hands around his throat. I feel they're needing to speak up. They're needing to embrace this change. And yet they're sitting here refusing this expansive journey. And so I feel the feminine is being gifted another soulmate to enjoy her life with, is kind of what I'm feeling in this moment. So the Star reversed. Oh my God. The Six of Swords reversed. The Wise Counsel reversed. The Release reversed. And so what is going on here is the masculines have zero faith in the future. They cannot see the light at the end of the tunnel. And the universe is bringing all kinds of negative changes and challenges because they are not going to get their dream come true, because all they cared about was manipulation, winning at all costs. And all of these challenging times are bringing great depression and illness onto the masculine because of his refusal to travel and relocate towards the feminine. They did not heed that wise counsel. They did not heed the higher guidance. There was no unity. There was no sense of community in the divine masculine's life. And there's no trust. They went towards a traditional relationship. They were not willing to see what was best for them. They were not willing to release something that they were asked to release. And so refusing that ending is going to make them lose out on this new beginning with the feminine. And so they need to release this karmic snake, this karmic octopus, this karmic Ursula, in order for movement on their spiritual transformation. There's a karmic entity that has been holding the masculine back. And they're going to have to release this burden because there is no balance in the masculine's life. They're not willing to let people help them. They've got all kinds of health problems due to the stress of knowing that it's time to lay a new foundation. But yet here they are, holding on to that karmic foundation, pretending they're happy, knowing they need to walk away and refusing to walk away. And so I think we're at that split. And so if the masculine is unwilling to choose to make those big life changes and release this karmic contract, he's going to be all stuck up in his ego for a very long time. So let's get some more cards, guys. Look at, I just saw the Seven of Swords, an embarrassing secret. Something is going to be heard or said that is going to really alarm the masculine to this serpent charmer, I want to call her, because he is being used and he does need to enable those boundaries. And so let's do a 9-card spread, guys, and see what else needs to come through for the divine masculine. Look at the High Priestess reversed, the Strength reversed, the Wheel. So a fresh new start, the end of delays. And then we get the Two of Cups, the Three of Wands reversed, the King of Swords reversed. And so, yeah, the masculine's getting the rug pulled out from under him for not communicating clearly, for not being honest, lacking integrity, lacking impartiality. He's losing all respect from his stoic, cold attitude. He received poor advice for sure, wasn't listening to his own inner discovery, listening to all kinds of poor advice, playing into his ego, lacking personal power, lacking personal strength, not able to assert himself. The Strength reverse to me is ego, ego, ego. A lot of these masculines could be dealing with a Pisces. Pisces can be very manipulative in low vibration, right? When they're not consciously aware. I also feel a lot of the karmics have been receiving intuitive hits and using their gifts for darkness, using the wisdom they've received to keep the masculine stuck in a place of unforgiveness, lacking compassion, and lacking strength. And so there's going to be sudden, unexpected shakeups coming up this weekend that will bring positive change into these divine unions. But I feel we're being asked to exchange. I feel the feminine has reached a place of forgiveness. And even if the masculine resurges, I still feel he's coming forward. Liar, liar, pants on fire is kind of what I want to say with the Magician, the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Pentacles reversed. So this is how I kind of look at this. This is the past, the top row. The High Priestess reversed, the Strength reversed, and the Wheel. And so the masculine did come into some discovery recently about the lies, about the deception, and yet still choosing not to do anything about it. Still choosing not to communicate clearly, not to speak the truth, sitting in silence, remaining in silence. And so they've not really planned for any future with the feminine. And so with the Magician too, can speak of manipulation. The Magician knows how to manipulate energy, Virgo, Gemini energy. And then we get the Eight of Swords. And so they've been entrapped in an illusion of their own making. I don't think they have any self-confidence at the moment. They're feeling helpless. They're afraid to take action. They're afraid to take responsibility. They're afraid to come forward and apologize, I feel. And I do feel a lot of these masculines are going to experience a huge job loss. There's no magic alive in their life. All they need to do is take the blinders off and walk through the gateway of this new experience. But they're unwilling to apologize, unwilling to take accountability. And I feel they just don't want this new emotional experience is kind of what I'm feeling. And so what the feminine, I think, is being asked to do right now is to release this conflict. The masculine is in all sort of distorted views of the ego. He's been dealing with people, creating all kinds of dramatic situations in his life. It's really not worth it, but yet he's not willing to walk away. He'd rather play into these opposing opinions and all of this imbalance, lacking self-control, lacking heeding that wise counsel. I do feel that is all getting blasted out of the water, and there's that total financial ruin to bring everything to a dead stop. So I feel everything's coming to a dead stop. Nothing is working out in the masculine's life because of this lack of rebalancing his priorities. So let's take a look at the High Priestess reversed. That one really wants to come back in my hand, the Moon. And so the High Priestess reversed. We get the Two of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Ace of Swords. And so I think, yes, the masculine's been shown the union with the feminine, the pathway forward to abundance and a golden opportunity. But he is going to have to move forward. He's going to have to take those next steps. He's going to have to send gratitude to the divine feminine, because I do feel it's the feminine coming into a windfall of prosperity and good fortune. And I think that's really going to make the masculine go within. They're going to have to shine this light on all of these negative vices. They're going to have this moment of self-actualization and self-discovery like the feminine had. And so right now, the masculine's partnered with people that don't have his best interests at heart, that don't share his dreams. And he's being told to continue moving forward towards the feminine for this union. But once again, I feel the revelation of, hey, is there even the possibility of a renewal at this time? Because they're looking back at the past, and they're feeling very empty, very distraught, lost with no direction. They need to forgive themselves, first and foremost. I feel they've not been following the clarity of the purpose in their heart. They know what they need to do. They're not taking action, and they're sitting here stuck in this martyrdom energy. So let's take a look at the King of Swords reversed, Four of Swords, Knight of Wands reversed, Four of Pentacles reversed. Yeah, he's sitting in a lot of truth. He doesn't want to admit he was wrong. He's facing all kinds of challenges and obstacles because of his lack of communicating clearly and concisely, for his lack of truth. And the fours, it's like all about foundations. And so I feel the lies are about the the cheating. A lot of the masculines were in this Knight of Wands energy where they wanted to chase every little shiny thing. They just wanted passion. They didn't really want love. They weren't really focused on building anything secure. They lacked trusting their intuition. I think they're feeling very restless at this time. And they know they have to make a big decision. I also feel they're mentally, physically exhausted. I think their resources are dwindling because they haven't managed them wisely. I feel a lot of the karmics are in control of the finances, and they've not been making smart decisions with their finances. And I feel that's kind of the truth, and that's why the masculine's not coming forward, because they do think they have really nothing to offer. They've lost their ambition. They're losing finances. They're losing their job. Oh my God, yes, they are. Very ungrounded, very unstable. They probably even got a pot to piss in. And this is all because they were not a good person. They were not a supportive partner to the feminine. And nothing in their life is turning out. They cannot manifest financial security or prosperity or stability. They're losing out on any accomplishments that they've recently gained for their lack of grounded action and compassion towards the feminine. And so guess what? There's that rug getting pulled out from under them. Because they were unwilling or unable to make a decision, the universe is going to come in and strip them of that choice. And because they've been pretending they're happy in the karmic situation, that's that 8 of Cups reverse. Pretending I'm happy, not really happy. I'm going to blast all over social media. We're living our best life, but all we do is fight behind closed doors. I'm just going to be a people pleaser, let people walk all over me and get their little Ursula tentacles all over me. And I feel like, you know, I think there is going to be a new, fresh start here. But if the masculine cannot push aside his fears and deliver that very harsh message when it comes to that unrequited love situation and block the karmic entity, he's going to stay stuck in this veil of illusion with the karmic. There's the karmic feminine. She don't nurture anything. There's no fertility. She's not loving. She's not compassionate. She often has affairs because she doesn't know her worth. There's no abundance, no prosperity, nothing but illusion, procrastination, overanalyzing. And even though the masculine's received clarity on what it is to move forward, he'd rather play into addictions, codependencies. And, you know, the Empress reverse is a weak woman, easily manipulated, easy to control. And I feel what goes around comes around because she's been controlling the masculine. The masculine's been lying to her. He's really not emotionally invested in this situation at all whatsoever. Neither of them are trustworthy. So let's see what this 8 of Coins reversed is. Yeah. 5 of Cups reversed. Queen of Wands reversed. 9 of Swords. So maybe the karmics are doing something behind the masculine's back to make them lose their job. They're very controlling. They're angry that things are not turning out the way that they want. And when you don't get your way as a karmic, trust me, you will try every manipulative play in the book to keep somebody from going after their truest desires. And so I do feel there is a need for balance. The karmic is feeding the unfounded fear. And the masculine's worry is growing out of proportion. He's needing to refocus. And it's decision time. But you know what? If the masculine is unwilling to consciously release the karmic feminine energy, he's going to lose out on the feminine. And I think this is like really hitting him. The regret of, oh my God, I made the wrong choice. I didn't choose from the heart. I chose from down there and up here. And I chose about money, money, money instead of love. And now their health is no longer vibrant. They need to recover from this addictive, codependent, toxic cycle. They need to recover from these illnesses. And the only way to do that is to embrace true love and deep, intimate connection with the feminine. But once again, I'm not going to release this. I just want to play. I just want to stay with somebody that holds me back. And so I feel a lot of the masculines have been working too hard, working too many hours, that need for balance. And so the universe is going to come in and strip them of their financial security is kind of what I'm feeling. And so I do feel the masculines are plummeting into the dark night of the soul. And I feel this truly is a victory because of their unwise choices. I feel public exposure, cosmic disclosure. And yeah, the masculine is losing his mind, losing his freedom, losing his finances. He didn't take caution and was not aware of the actions of the snake. And this is leading to a huge material loss because he was not honest with himself. He was not honest with others. And all of these embarrassing secrets are coming out, is kind of what I feel in the energies. So if the masculine is to do the right thing, and go towards the feminine regardless of all of the drama and the chaos and the conflict, he's going to have to adapt through these changes. Right now, he's in a karmic relationship with that snake, right? With the snake. He's in competition with people that he thinks are his friends, they're enemies. The karmic is clever, malicious. The karmic, I feel like the masculine constantly has to look over his shoulder. There's all kinds of triggers, fleeting turmoil, resentment, and the lesson is to let this go. The lesson is to, hey, let's make a healthier choice in love and in life. Self-love and self-care is what is needed for the masculine, and I feel the feminine has unconditionally loved the masculine through the fall, through the lack of reciprocation, because of the soul contract and the soul agreement and partnership. But I feel the masculine is just like, no, I'm just going to go into this codependent obsession, addiction, controlling relationship, and maybe even being blackmailed. But I feel a lack of restraint, and it's time. This cycle is coming to a close. It is time. It is time to heal. It is time to progress. And I feel the feminine has embraced oneness. And so therefore, it's going to create a huge shift. I think there's going to be a huge argument or blowout. The masculine can clearly see the feminine enjoying the fruits of her labors, enjoying her solitude, having all kinds of offers coming in for the hard work she's done, right? The feminines are living a pretty good, luxurious life right now. And the feminines have all the money they need to buy themselves anything they want. They're happy, they're successful. A lot of us are self-employed, and we're generous, we're practical, we're not materialistic, and I feel this is where the masculine's at. Just arguing with the karmic like a teenager, lacking decisive focus, lacking drive. I think they're both on defense. They're both lying. They've both made bad judgment calls, and I do feel the karmic is using humor as a mask to mask her resentments. And I feel she's just coming back to really give it to the masculine one last time if she's recently come back in the masculine's life. She's trying to create more difficult situations to veer the masculine off course. And so I feel huge unexpected change is coming this weekend with the Libra full moon. So let's get a couple last messages from Spirit with the Spiritual Journey Oracle deck. Today we get empowerment, presence, twin soul. So this really is going to be a moment of catalytic events this weekend, I feel. And this is where I know I've kind of been at, in this void, right? In this void of shadow energy. And so I feel there's this huge gap between the twins as the masculine learns this karmic lesson. So, you know, he's dealing with a catalyst. He's dealing with a catalyst, and there's a lot of karma playing out, a lot of redirections to get us all back on path, a lot of challenges to refocus. And so the masculine incarnated in that karmic contract, went back to that karmic contract because of all of these unresolved, painful memories from these past life experiences where the masculine chose the karmic octopus. And so this really is an opportunity for growth and for the masculine to learn this lesson. Interesting. I just saw an HVAC truck drive by outside the window. My divine masculine drives an HVAC truck for work, if he even has a job anymore. I'm not entirely sure. So that's just a confirmation that yes, yes. And so because of the complexities of the twin soul connection, so times it is often easier to go towards these low vibration contracts, right? And so the masculine is being stripped away of everything because they've been holding on to these outdated beliefs. We are here to bring this high vibration love into the world. And so divine feminine, stay present, because the masculine's in a very karmic situation, relationship dynamic. And he's being asked to take ownership of the mess that he's created, and it is not up to us to push him to take action, to take ownership. He has to empower himself. He has to be willing to take that leap in the right direction. And so he's been neglecting himself. He's not nurturing himself. And so this would be a weekend of meditation, Divine Feminine. I feel a lot of spiritual communication. Feminine, center yourself. Because I do feel the masculine will come forward with a very important message. But I feel the feminine is all done with these karmic influences, and we're ready to take charge of our destiny, twin flame or not. The feminine is choosing to make decisions for her life that will better her life. We're not going backwards, we're going forwards, right? And so there's going to be a huge paradigm shift taking place this weekend for the twins, is kind of what I'm feeling. And I do feel a lot of the feminines are coming into that windfall of abundance for all of the hard work that we have done. So that's what I got, guys. I hope this helped. I hope this resonated. If you would like to book a personal or a twin soul reading with me, I encourage you to check out the description box below. And I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Thank you.